Hi, this is Claudia with Embark Innovations. With Prodesy, scheduling is simple. The scheduling module helps you track meetings, tasks, analysis, and batch programs. To find the scheduler, navigate to the Scheduler menu on the left-hand side navigation bar. The top choice in the menu is Schedule. This is where you can create, track, and close tasks and meetings from your schedule. The schedule screen will always default to pending status to show you what is currently due. You can easily view events with different status by selecting what you want to view and choosing Search. The Clear button will clear all search filters. To add a new event, just select Add New Event. Give the event a title, description, choose the date it is due to occur, select your recurring status or leave it as no reoccurrence if it is a one-time event, and choose your event type. For meetings or tasks, you have the option to put in any notes or an agenda if desired. You also can edit these notes when you close the event to capture any information. To set up a notification for this event, choose Add a Notification at the bottom of the screen. You can choose the number of days or weeks prior to the event you would like to be notified. Also, make sure you select the participants on the right-hand side of your screen who should receive notification. When you hit Confirm, and your task or event has been created. To manage your event or task from the scheduler, you can find your task by using the search filters on the scheduler. Once you locate your task, you have several action items available. You can edit the task, including the notifications. You can reschedule the task, which will also prompt you to reschedule the current task only, or also the subsequent recurring tasks. You can cancel. Cancel will just cancel the task. You will need to enter an explanation. Complete will mark the task completed and remove it from the pending list. Or you can just delete the task if you want to remove it completely. Batch tracking. Setting up and tracking batch treatments in Prodesy is simple and a well-organized process. There is some work involved with the initial setup, but this work pays off by providing a very simple way to complete or cancel batches as they come due. As always, Embark provides full support in helping to set up batch programs for you. You will see under the scheduler, there are 4 selections relating to setting up and managing batch programs. Downhole batch tracking is where you create your down batch treatments. This is the one-time setup for any downhole batch treatments that may be used. You can create the treatments by setting up the details in this table. And with the information entered, you can easily schedule and complete batches later from the scheduler. To add a new downhole batch treatment, select Add New Downhole Batch Tracking on the right-hand side of your screen. Here, you can enter the details of the batch program. These details can be edited later if anything changes, such as the batch point or the product used in the batch. If your location is not on the list, you will need to go to the field editor to add the location to the proper field. If your product is not on the list, you will need to go to the products list and add it with the proper price. Hit confirm and your treatment is available for scheduling. When you're ready to schedule your batch program, go to the scheduler. For downhole batching, select downhole batch. The top row of this screen are filters. You only need to use this if you have a lot of information that you want to filter down to your program, field, or location. Enter your schedule frequency. The number of batches to schedule is just that. How many batches do you want to schedule into the future? How far this goes will depend on your scheduled frequency. So, for example, if you are scheduling a monthly batch program for the upcoming year, if you choose a scheduled frequency of monthly and you enter 12 as the number of batches to schedule, then this process will add 12 batches or one batch each month to the list of pending batches to complete. If you instead select a quarterly frequency, but also schedule 12 batches, this will schedule batches for 3 years, one batch every 3 months, 12 times. Next, batch due is the date for the first batch in the schedule you are creating. So this is the date the program will be initialized. Back to our example. If you are creating a monthly batch program for the next year and you enter January 15th as the next batch due, then the first batch of the program will be due on January 15th and then every month after that on the 15th of the month. When your program is set up the way you want, select each of the batches from the list. You want to schedule with these parameters. If some of the batches have different parameters, like some are semi-annual, for example, just schedule these separately. The button at the top of the screen that says Only on Scheduled, this defaults to be chosen. This means that by default, the screen will only display batch lines that have been newly created that you are scheduling for the first time. But what if you are rescheduling a batch program for next year? If you unselect this button at the top, your batch list will then show all your batch programs, including programs that have been scheduled previously. This is where your filters along the top row may come in handy. If you have a lot of batch treatments set up and are trying to schedule a program for a specific field or location, these filters will help you narrow down your list. The pipeline batch program setup and scheduling follows the exact same process as the downhole. Under the Scheduler menu, select Pipeline Batches to create your pipeline batch lines. When adding pipeline lines, you were given data options that apply to pipeline batches, such as from and to location, license and line, length, etc. In this section, you are free to enter anything in the location fields. They do not have to be set up in the field editor. The product does have to be created in the products list, and this is used to track pricing and drive reporting and dashboards. Scheduling pipeline batches follow the same process as scheduling downhole batches. Just choose Schedule Pipeline Batch from the scheduler. With your batch program created, the process is very simple to track, close, or cancel batches. The process is the same as closing any task from the scheduler. You can edit the batch, including adding notifications, reschedule, cancel, in which case you will be prompted to provide a reason for cancellation for record keeping. You can complete the batch. Make sure you enter the proper date when completing batches. If you're completing several batches at the same time, the date you enter will populate on the next one. Just make sure you are selecting the proper date of batch completion. The batch volume and diluent volume may also be edited when completing a batch. You also have the option to delete the batch if desired. The other two items in the schedule menu are just reference tables to show what batches have been completed, one for downhole and one for pipeline batching. Use the search filters at the top of the screen if you want to narrow down the list to see what has been completed in your batch programs. As always, if you have any questions or need help with performing any task in Prodesy, just reach out to Embark anytime. There are easy references to training resources and to ask Embark a question quickly from the Prodesy web app.